It has been a signature initiative of the Trump administration, the mass deportation of immigrants. Here and around the country, more ICE agents are taking more and more immigrants into custody, sparking controversy and division. And tonight, KDKA Investigates has obtained data showing the dramatic increase in immigrant arrests locally and providing a picture of those being detained and deported. Here's KDKA lead investigator Andy Sheehan.
The sight of ICE agents in military fatigues taking immigrants from their cars or arresting them on the street has led to protests and high emotions nationally, and here in our own backyard, widening the divisions between us.
It's disgusting what's happening. It's disgusting what's happening.
But they shouldn't be here, period.
According to data obtained by the Department of Homeland Security via a Freedom of Information Act request by the Deportation Data Project, since President Trump took office, the rise in ICE arrests in our region have been dramatic, jumping from 448 in the final year of the Biden administration to 1,425 in Trump's first year last year, an increase of 218%. And with 358 ICE arrests just in January and February of this year, that pace is only increasing.
Every day, there's at least 4 or 5 people that are picked up here locally.
That's had a chilling impact on immigrant communities like Pittsburgh's neighborhood of Beachview, where Monica Ruiz of the immigrant support organization Casa San Jose says people don't venture outside for fear of ICE, whom she accuses of Gestapo tactics.
Terrifying small children, having their wives see their husband taken away in handcuffs, breaking down doors while people are sleeping in their bedrooms. This is terror. This is not what this country stands on. And that's what we're living. It's a reality every single day.
But that's not everyone's assessment.
These guys, I'm telling you straight up right now, are so professional. They're great to work with. They're very well trained. And, you know, some of these things that you hear on TV, the news, whatever, the bad words that are being used are absolutely not true.
The city of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County Police have declined to enter into so-called 287G agreements, allowing local police to enforce immigration laws and cooperate with ICE. And both the city and county councils have passed resolutions forbidding it. But beginning last June, the Butler County Sheriff's Department came on board. Since then, Sheriff Michael Sloop says his deputies have worked alongside of ICE in arresting 52 immigrants. Criticism has been that these are kind of warrantless searches, that they might, busting into homes or into, taking people off the street without an investigation, that kind of.
Absolutely not busting into people's houses. They have rights, just like everybody else. Unfortunately, they're here illegally. Mm-hmm. So once they are determined they're illegal, then they are taken to ICE and then they're transported away.
The Trump administration initially said it would target the worst of the worst, immigrants charged or suspected of murder, rape, and other violent acts in their native country or here in the U.S. But the arrest data here in western Pennsylvania shows the vast majority, about 2/3 of the detainees, have no criminal record. 80% have no criminal convictions, but still, Sheriff Sloop says they're breaking the law. Do you think most of your constituents, most of the people in Butler County feel that if you're not here legally, you ought not to be?
Well, I'd like to think I'm a law and order sheriff, a law enforcement officer almost 40 years. And I think that most of the residents in this county are very supportive of what we're doing. And getting illegals, whether crime committed or they've entered into our country illegally, is an important part of what we should be helping with.
Sloop says most of the immigrants arrested in Butler County have been working in the construction trades. And the data shows most of the immigrants arrested since 2025 in our area have been from Mexico, followed by Guatemala. Ruiz argues that most are not illegal and have filed asylum claims, and says that rather than hire more ICE agents, the Trump administration should appoint more immigration judges to decide their fate in court.
Give people due process. That's all we're asking for.
Now, in a statement to KDKA, the Department of Homeland Security says the Deportation Data Project is not accurate, especially regarding the data that 2/3 of those detained have no criminal record. Quote, Many of the individuals that are counted as non-criminals are actually terrorists, human rights abusers, gangsters, and more. They just don't have a rap sheet in the U.S. Further, every single one of these individuals committed a crime when they came into this country illegally, end quote. And so the debate over ICE and mass deportation continues. You can have a close look at the local Pittsburgh data and our analysis, as well as the outlets tracking ICE deportations nationwide. All that is on KDKA.com. Andy Sheehan, KDKA-TV News.